Hi, my name is Kathy Coleman. The woman of the Lord that I chose was Judith. So I will tell you a little bit about the book of Judith. This book is not found in a regular King James Version book. It is found in a Hebrew book, ancient Hebrew book, or maybe you may find it in a Roman Catholic book, among all the rest of the books that were excluded from the King James Version. First thing I would like to tell you before I get into the story are my characters. My characters are as follows. They are Judith, the beautiful widow, who befriend and behead Holofernes. Holofernes. Holofernes is the commanding officer in King Nebuchadnezzar's military army. Bagos, he was the first one to confirm the beheading of Holofernes. Her, he also confirmed that the head belonged to Holofernes, and Uzziah was the king of Bethulia. Bagos was the one, I would like to go back to Bagos, because he was the one who told Nebuchadnezzar, he was telling him about the God of Israel, how great he was. And he was mocked because Nebuchadnezzar wanted to be the dominant force in the country. So he sent forth Holofernes to destroy all the rebels and to destroy all those who didn't worship him as the higher deity. At this point, now we move into the story. The woman Judith. Judith was this woman who became angry with her countrymen because they did not believe in God. Here in the story we have Bagos, who is telling the king Nebuchadnezzar about the God of Israel and how great the God of Israel was. But Nebuchadnezzar was not hearing it because he was the abiding force, he was the raging force, and that he could not be beat. So Holofernes' task was to go and destroy everything that didn't bow down to Nebuchadnezzar. Because in the story, King Nebuchadnezzar was supposed to be the king of Nineveh and Assyria at this particular time. So Judah thought, because she was so angry with her countrymen and she knew that her God was the God of all gods, her and her lawyer maid went into the enemy camp under the pretense that they was going to exchange information with Holofernes in reference to Holofernes in reference to the Israelites. They was going to exchange information like she was going to become a spy and release valuable information to him. So what happened was she befriended him. He gave her open access to go in and out of his tent. One particular day or night, she entered into his camp and she found that he was drunk. And at that point, she realized this was the time for her to strike. So her and her maid entered into his tent and she beheaded him at that point. And then not only did she behead him, just like the story of David and Goliath, she took his head back to the people to show that how great her God is, how her God had given her, turned her enemy into her, given her the victory over her enemy, and has given his head over to them. And those that stood to testify of it. There's the whole moral of the story: trust in God, lean not to thy own understanding, but in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall bring it to pass. Same as he was with David, so so will he be with his people. The end. I'm sorry.